Good morning, everybody. This is the 49 days of CBC. As you can tell, we are safely interviewing one another. We're probably about 120 miles apart, but we have our safety shield on and our face mask on. So hopefully, as Pat said, our computers won't get this virus. Anyway, it's good to have this fellow with us this morning, Mr. Pat McCormack. He's uh, we have 7 weeks of camp each summer, but for somehow, some way, you have about 9 weeks you work at Carolina Bible Camp in the summertime. I don't know how you do it, but you do it. Mr. Pat McCormack, how are you, my friend?
I'm doing well, Andy. It's glad to be on here. Doing well.
Well, you're like the Energizer Bunny. You just keep going and going and
Uh,
going.
well, to an extent, maybe. I mean, I can't keep going and going like I used to.
As long as you have a golf cart, you're
Yeah,
good.
give me a golf cart. I'm good. I'm good.
Well, I know you work week 1, week 3, week 5, probably week 4.
Oh yeah, week four. I did week four for 19 years.
Oh, wow.
As
And
long as Randall has worked week four.
awesome. And you worked, I'm always blessed to have you my week 7.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
about what time or how long ago was it that you started working at Carolina Bible Camp?
It was 31 years ago.
Oh, wow. So
Yeah, I
you're a woman
started
of the world.
at Woodman of the World.
Yeah.
H.R. Butler was the director, and Dennis Connor and I were counselors
All
for the
right.
boys. Yeah, I know. And the boys had one shelter. And Woodman of the World was a rustic camp. I mean, this is
Uh-huh.
rough. I mean, when we went 2 years later to Carolina Bible Camp in Monksville, it's like going to heaven.
Yeah.
I mean, you got air conditioned cabins, and the boys' cabin at Woodman of the World set in the valley.
Uh-huh.
Whenever it rained, and it rained crazy one night, the water would get down on the floor. It's a concrete floor. And in the mornings, you'd wake up and you'd see underwear and socks floating everywhere.
Oh,
I mean, that was camp.
yeah. Oh, man. So when you sit there and think about all the weeks that you've worked during Carolina Bible Camp, you've met a lot of people over the years and everything. So that's 31 straight years you said that you've been
31 years. Yeah.
wow. And I
It's
know
older
that
than you, isn't it?
yes, it is. It
I
is.
think I was your counselor one year.
Yeah, I was,
The
I'm
pre
29
campers.
now. I'm 29
Pre
now.
campers. Okay.
Oh man. Yeah, in fact I remember going up there to the Woodman of the World. I was dating Melissa at the time, and I chased her up there, and you know things happen at that place. I was baptized there, so
Oh,
uh,
good. Awesome.
yeah. So uh, no, but Pat, when you heard that we had to cancel camp and everything, how did that? What ran through your mind? I should ask.
I mean, I was like everybody else. I thought this, end of the world.
Yeah.
No, it was, I was sad because,
Hmm.
it's a shame that we had to do that, but it had to be done. It was the best thing to do because, I mean, around so many people in this coronavirus that we're dealing with. But, it will pass and we'll be back next year. At least because of technology, we were able to do a virtual camp fourth week.
Yeah.
And I was part of that. I spoke on Wednesday night, and that was special.
All right. Now, when you think back over the years, is there a special memory that you have as far as camp and the times that you've had there?
Ah, wow, 31 years. I would say the if I show you this picture right here, I wanted to bring it up.
All right, let me see if I
Can you
can.
still hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
This was taken in 2010 at camp during Randall's week. That was the week I got sick,
Right.
and that I don't look so sick right there, do I?
No, huh?
But I did not feel well at all, and go back to my pretty face here.
There you go.
And that was the year I got sick, and I remember a lot of prayers going out for me when I went to the hospital. And I was sitting on the porch in front of in front of the canteen. It was a Friday night, and I'd been struggling all week, and I was sitting with my head down, and Eddie Knuckles comes up. He says, "Are you okay?" I said, "No." I said, something's wrong. I'm struggling to breathe, and I'm in a lot of pain. And my son Kyle happened to come that particular week on a Friday to visit a friend of his, and he followed me home, and I had the vertigo. He had to help me to the car. I don't know if you have vertigo trying to drive. It's like you're all over the road. And I managed to get home, and he had to help me in the house. Well, the rest is history. I went to the hospital, and I always seem to get weak during Randall's watch. Got sick, excuse me. I got sick winter camp, got pneumonia during winter. Maybe I shouldn't go Randall's weeks anymore. I don't know. No, I'm just kidding. But all the prayers that went out for me, that was special. I don't want to speak selfishly here, but there's some other, the, I remember the baptism of Alex Hardcastle.
Uh-huh.
And it was an unusual situation. And that particular week, again, it was fourth week, I had a skull I brought to camp, not a real skull. It happened to be in my car from Halloween. I thought, oh, this could be kind of cool. I could use this. And what I did, I put the skull around at different places, and it's like I was in someone else's bed. That was me, and they had my name tag, and everybody said, "Mr. Pat's all over the place. His skull's all over the place." And we even put in one of the girls' cabins. What's Mr. Pat doing in the girls' cabins? And so I had the, and even Daniel Wallace put it in the pool, floating around. So here I am everywhere, and they had a lot of fun with it. And I used it for inspection. I put my skull there, and they came and said, "Mr. Pat's dead." Well, what we did is when I went to the dining hall for lunch, I had put my skull at my seat. I said, well, if my skull is there, I need to be on the porch. So I go on the porch, and Alex Hardcastle's out there. I said, Alex, how come you're not in there eating? He said, because they're having hot dogs. He had an aversion to hot dogs. I said, oh. And so we're sitting out there, just me and him, and he said, can I ask you some questions? I said, of course you can. He was just in my class. He asked me about my baptism. And so we got to talking about what you need to know to be baptized and everything about it. And I told him, and he said, I'm ready to be baptized. He said, I just wanted to talk to you personally. I said, well, what an opportunity this was. And I said, what just happened here? And that evening he was baptized by his father. I said, what just happened here, Alex? God arranged this meeting. If I had not brought that stupid skull, I wouldn't be out here on this porch. If you didn't have an aversion to hot dogs, you wouldn't be out here on this porch. God brought us together for this moment. And now you can become a Christian. And that was a special moment.
Yeah. But,
there's so many of them, though. I don't know.
Those times that you get to sit down and study and talk with the kids about baptism, how important it is and everything, you'll always remember those opportunities.
I remember one, I'm talking too much.
No, you're fine.
I don't want to be like Freddie Pace, all right. I mean, one fifth week was very special. Olivia Martin, the first time I went fifth week. Oh, it was the third week, excuse me. What third week they here? And her friend Kimmy, I don't remember her last name, they want to have Bible study. And throughout the whole week, we'd have Bible studies. We'd have it on the deck behind the craft right there. And I asked them, I said, have you ever taken a psalm and make a song out of it? So we made a song out of one of the Psalms. And all week long, we worked on that. And they loved it. And those special moments when kids come and say, can I study the Bible with you? Mm-hmm. A lot of things happen in the shadows nobody realizes, where you go and you have Bible studies, and those special times.
Well, I always see you out like during free time with, you'll be sitting on the golf cart, and there's always kids around. They're always wanting to hang out with Mr. Pat. And I'm sure the stories you tell and then just the conversations you have are really impactful to those kids. And that's just a blessing for Carolina Bible Camp to have.
That's it's really all about, being out among the kids and showing them that you care for them.
Yeah, and just listening. They want an adult to hear them, and
right.
We're given that opportunity. Well, I know you've had kids that have shown up to camp that have struggled, about being there, and what did you do to reassure them to help them stay there that week, you know, when they were wanting to go home on Sunday afternoon or Monday morning?
Um, um, I did what I could do. A lot of time you have to get the kids involved with you to help them feel welcome. Because I explained to them now when I first went to Wow Women of the World, I felt out of place.
Mm-hmm.
I never had a camp experience before that, so I was 32 years old when I first started, and yeah, about 32, and I remember feeling myself. And I told them, I said, just give it time. There's people, and I asked them. I just say, talk about it. Tell me what you feel. And they were homesick and they didn't feel like they belonged. And I said, just give it. Sometimes it works. Sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, it's always, you know, it's a challenge to work with the kids, but you get to know them pretty well whenever you're working with them when they're struggling about being at camp. Now, when you think back over the years, the 31 years you've been going to camp, I know that you've worked with many different staff members. I mean, we've been together for numerous weeks, and it's always a joy to work together. But I know that there's been men that have stood out, or campers, or you know, somebody at Carolina Bible Camp that stood out to you, that's left an impression on you. Who might that be?
Well, this guy, fat biker guy named Andy King. Of course, I'm going to say Andy King. If I was being interviewed by Randall, I'd say Randall.
Yeah, you got to build them up, right?
Be political here. I tell you, the person that really is Jerry Weldon. Fourth week, as Jerry and I developed a close friendship, and we'd always get on the cart, and he couldn't get around as well like me that well. And Jerry and I would drive around on carts and meet with kids and just have a blast. You know, Jerry recently had heart surgery,
All right.
and so keep him in our prayers.
All right. We'll do that.
When you see all the people, wow, it's impossible to pinpoint so many great people. He comes to my mind, but you know, Eddie Knuckles, his kindness, everyone else, I just can't do it because they're such great people.
Yeah.
And the women too. We don't leave them out.
Yeah.
Their influence they've had on our lives. I just can't pinpoint any, but I would say that in particular.
All right. Well, you know, when I've been doing these interviews, it's good for me because I get to meet some people that I've never worked with before at Carolina Bible Camp, and just hear their love and their excitement for camp is always reassuring, and you know, it warms your heart, I guess you'd say. Um, if you had one word to sum up Carolina Bible Camp, what would that word be?
Well, the old cliche is the phrase is the greatest place on earth, and it really is.
Uh-huh.
And there's kids that I've tried to work on to get to come, they just won't do it. But there's kids that have come because I've invited them to come, and I'm proud of that, and they realize how great it is. And to me, it's like, you know, the world is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I think we both know it's a bunch of insanity out there. And when you come to Carolina Bible Camp, these kids are around kids that are dealing with the struggles they're having to deal with. And so we are adults. We want to get away from this mess.
Mm-hmm.
You just get away from this nonsense that's happening in America today, and be at a place where people love you unconditionally.
Yeah.
No matter what. You know, we come together, different races and colors, and we love each other, and that's the way it should be. And in my thoughts, it's kind of a taste of what heaven will be like, but nowhere close.
Yeah.
You would say too, how long you been with the camp? I'm interviewing you now.
The first time I went as a staff member was 93, and
Oh,
I think I came back around 2002 or 3. I can't remember. So it's been a few years. So yeah, it's the people, the kids that make up Carolina Bible Camp. It's being the like-mindedness, the dedication to Christ, and you know, you think of all those things when you think of the staff at Carolina Bible Camp. Now, let me ask you this: if you have one thing that you could say to your fellow staff members and your campers, you know, throughout all the weeks that you work, what would you say to them to encourage them at this time?
just don't give up. You know, just don't let what's happening today just deter you from your faith in God and your belief in that there's still common sense out there and people who still believe in God. And don't lose your ties with people who do, because God wants us together. That's why we go to church, because we want to be around people that encourage us and strengthen us. And the world isn't doing it.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing about Bible camp is we're teaching the Bible. They're not getting that in school.
Yeah.
They're getting the opposite. We're teaching them the Bible in a world where you don't know who to trust.
Mm-hmm.
Even in politics, even when you fact check something, you don't know if the source is accurate.
Yeah.
But what we know we can trust is God's word. He will not let us down. That's solid.
Well, that's the thing about Carolina Bible Camp, is the dedication to teaching the truth. I just want to say thank you. I know that there's sometimes when you're at camp that physically you're struggling, but whenever a kid walks up to you, doesn't matter how bad you're feeling, you're going to be smiling and you're going to be joking around with that kid, and you're going to make them feel like they're the greatest, most important person in the world at that time. And I appreciate the way that you do that each and every year. Brother, I love you. I'm proud to call you brother.
Well, same here. Thank you.
And I just, as we're in week 5 right now, and this is, for me, it's been a long 5 weeks. Not so much just the efforts that's going into all this stuff, but it's been a long 5 weeks just knowing kids haven't been able to enjoy CBC.
Yeah.
And I know that hurts you too, to know that.
Yeah, this 3 years ago, I'm still kind of a rookie to week 5. Robbie Santiago had told me that Don Watson needed workers. And I said, well, I'm retired and I love camp. I said, why not?
Yeah.
Somebody asked me, said, how long can you keep going to camp? I said, well, as long as I can. It's going to come a time, Andy, where, my health is going to catch up with me.
Yeah.
And I realize that because I have a lot of health issues, but I'm not in pain right now. And I'm blessed with that. But I do have health issues and heart issues that I've got to deal with, and I'm good with that. But they welcomed me in the camp in the week 5 like I was been there forever. And great people. I have all their staff is great. It's everywhere.
Well, hopefully you can go online. You can see the interview with Don and Amy Watson. We talked for a good bit, and I truly respect and appreciate their friendship over the years.
Right. Yeah.
Working with them different weeks. They helped me out the first week I was directing week 7. You are blessed to be part of that week, and when they put your name up to interview, I was like, I gotta get Pat, and so it's good having you this morning, brother, and take care of yourself. This year will go by fast, and we'll be back at it again.
It will. Well, thank you, Andy. I appreciate it. God bless you. Love you, brother.
Love you too, man, and take care of yourself. All right, brother.
And keep biking, okay?
Oh, I will.
How much money do I owe you now? $6,000?
We're getting close. The 49 days of CBC is still going on. Right now, we're on today will be day 30. As of yesterday, day 29, I've ridden 876 miles so far to raise.
I think Abby had sent a message that said you did 1,000 miles.
I'm not far off from it, so I'll be getting there soon. Probably this week I'll probably hit 1,000, I hope, but we'll see. We got a lot of pedaling to do.
Yeah.
But thank you so much for the support, and if there's any way that you can get the other staff members and everything excited about CBC, please do. And if you want to make a donation, just go to the Carolina Bible Camp website, or you can mail a check to the Carolina Bible Camp, and it's P.O. Box 1234, Moxville, North Carolina. And I don't have the zip code, but
I've got it. I
can find it. All right, guys. Well, y'all take care of yourself. And Pat, love you, brother, man.
Thanks so much. Same to you.